Hello again. So this is a part 2 of part 4 and it is optional, but these are some other very key tools to use when you're creating digital stories in Adobe Illustrator. So to demonstrate these additional tools that I want to show you, I'm going to go ahead and create a new artboard. So here we are with our new artboard. I'm just going to move that out of the way. So using my hand tool again by holding the space bar, and this works for both PC and Mac, I'm going to go ahead and actually, here, let me bring this shape over here. Before we get to it, I'm actually going to show you the gradient tool. So you guys already know how the fill and the stroke works by coloring, but what if you want a gradient that looks incredible as a background for, let's say you're making a comic. What I want you to do is go up here, and I don't technically know what this is called, like your swatch library. So you're going to click this down arrow, go down to this little book icon called Swatch Libraries menu. So you're going to click that and you're going to go down to gradients and go ahead and click on the first one. So now that you have here, let me make these icons bigger, and you can do that by clicking your little menu tab, and we're going to go to large thumbnail. So you guys can see that a little bit better. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. So these are pre-made gradients for you to use. And there are multiple libraries of gradients, and how you access those is you can go down here to your little arrow so you can load the next swatch library. So again, these are all pre-made, free to use in whatever way you deem necessary. There's even foliage, there's fruits and vegetables. If you're drawing custom shapes, there's gems, metals, so on and so forth. So this is how you would access your gradients swatch tabs menu. Moving on to the next tool that I want to show you is your paintbrush tool. So paintbrush, if you're, here, let me get rid of the fill, and I'm just gonna go ahead and let's make a purple line. So this is how you click and you drag, basically. This is how you would make a custom art piece if you're drawing. So I typically don't use the paintbrush tool, but if you want to do something like, if you're drawing grass, this is how you would do it. If you're gonna do like stars with little tiny dots, this is how you would do it. And last but not least, I want to mention the eraser tool. Essentially, as its name states, it will erase things that you have drawn. You can even erase in the middle of shapes, making them like two shapes. Oops, don't do that. Making that, so on and so forth. So really awesome tool to use if you want to make reverse subtractive art and to undo things that you have drawn with your pen tool in case there's something that you didn't want to completely erase. If you read the description of this workshop, some of you, and I've been since the start of part 2 of 4, I've been using what's called a Wacom Intuos tablet. So this is what I was doing this part of the lesson for, and let me go ahead and quickly erase everything. So everything that I was just drawing and editing in this part 2 of part 4, I was using my Wacom Intuos tablet. Again, using your Wacom Intuos tablet allows you, they do take, quick disclaimer, so quick side note, they do take some getting used to. I use this in some of my work. We're going to draw a smiley face, a work of art, guys. This is how you would use your Wacom Intuos tablet. And I usually use my mouse for a lot of my very detailed drawings, but again, if I'm going to draw some grass, or if I'm going to draw some really repetitive shapes and lines, like this is a good technique to use for fur. And when I do cross-hatch shading on some of my own art and characters, this is the technique that I use, is using the Wacom Intuos tablet, but I'm not sure how many of my participants would have access to it, so it wasn't mandatory that you use this. You can achieve all of the same techniques and shapes with just your mouse. So this is part 2 of part 4. Thank you for joining me for yet an additional lesson in Adobe Illustrator. I will see you in part 5, where we compile our books in Adobe InDesign. So thank you so much.